Oh, jeez,
what are you doing, Christian?
Don't know how to juggle.
You just gotta stick the camera in front of him.
Here, what?
Hey, Hunter. Bill.
Hello, and welcome back to HunterTuned. Today we're working on the Mustang a little bit and a BMW E30. So a little bit different, something different on the channel right now, but we do have some stuff on the Mustang that I wanted to clarify with you guys. We did fix a few issues on the car over the last few days. So we're having some issues with the car overheating, and I actually tried pretty much everything I could to get the car to stop overheating, and the car's overheated ever since I put it together 2 years ago. And the only thing I have not replaced on the whole cooling system is the water pump. So I know my buddy Ryan, 821 Bravo, actually kind of was talking to me a little bit and said, hey dude, I have an extra water pump. If you want to come grab it to try it. He said he pulled it off of a running car and it was working. So I'm like, hey dude, that's awesome. I'll come grab it just to give it a shot. So Ryan actually gave me another LS1 style water pump, and I pulled my old one off here, and this is what the inside of it looks like here. I don't know if you guys can even tell anything wrong with it, because it's just like a circle here, and the blades are, I mean, the blades look like they're intact, but I don't know if maybe this is just like a shitty design. This was the cheapest water pump on eBay at the time when I bought it. It was literally the cheapest thing on there, so maybe it just has like a bad flow characteristic or something like that, and it just wasn't enough for the old Chevstang. So what I did is I got Ryan's water pump, and I got a brand new Duralast part number 37960 thermostat, brand new 160 degree thermostat, because my other 160, I drilled a hole in it, and I think that was another part of the issue here. So I just put the 160 thermostat in it, just how it comes. It comes with the housing and everything like that. Got that sealed on to Ryan's water pump, chucked it on, bled the system, and with no cooling fans on, we couldn't get the car over like 170 sitting in the shop, which was like crazy good. And then I flicked the fans on, and I drove the thing for like a half hour. I drove it for a long time, and it never got above 200 degrees, and that was after driving it down the road, doing a few pulls, everything like that. And the cooling issue seems to be figured out now. I'm actually adding a Taurus fan to this thing, so this is a Ford Taurus cooling fan. I'm gonna try this fan out just because I'm curious. A lot of guys say that the Taurus fans are the way to go, so I grabbed one from the junkyard the other day, and what I had to do is I had to get some like 1-inch spacers to put in between the fan and the radiator here to actually mount it onto the rad, because the motor on this fan actually sticks out quite a ways, and it would actually interfere if I tried flush mounting it onto the radiator. Michael actually helped me out, and he built me a fan shroud the other day, and I actually took the fan shroud off of it because these little eBay fans, the ones I had on here, they worked okay when they were just zip tied to the radiator, but with the shroud on, Michael sealed this thing up so good that I think it was kind of choking the fans down. Like they didn't have a big enough motor to actually spin and suck through the radiator and all the, you know, congestion in the front end here. It was kind of like when the fans were on, you could barely even feel any flow coming out of the end of the fan there. So that could just be like, you know, like I said, it was just kind of choked off with the shroud. I may build another shroud for this fan once I know it works and it works good and stuff like that. I just want to test it out to make sure it blows really hard compared to those. We did just kind of throw a battery on it just to make sure it worked, and it does, and it seems like it blows better than the eBay fans. So like I said, I'm just going to try it out for the time being. We also got a coolant, one of those spill-proof coolant funnel fillers from Napa. There was actually a comment saying they were on sale for like 20 bucks, and sure shit, we went to Napa and it was on sale for like 21 bucks. So I got the coolant fill funnel. I actually had one, but I lost a few of the caps for it and shit, so I just got a new kit from Napa, like I was saying. So I got all the new caps and all the new filled necks and all that stuff. So yeah, here's some of the other fittings that comes with it. Just so you can put a cap on it, then you can have the funnel the water level, like say way up here, so it's above the engine, and it's easier to bleed a lot of cars that way. It just works out better. So anyways, I did re-bleed it again with that funnel, and then I did the water pump and the thermostat, and now the car just seems like it's working way better. So cross our fingers, hopefully this thing works out good. Another few things that we did on the car that we're going to try to help with spooling on the trans brake is I got rid of my old downpipe, and I actually swapped it out for a 4-inch downpipe. I actually went to Fleet Farm, and they sell mandrel bent like 4-inch, 5-inch pipe for diesels. And I picked up this 4-inch 90-degree bend, and we just made a downpipe for it. So this is the new downpipe that's going to be on the car now. So this is a 4-inch mandrel bend instead of the 3.5. The end of the turbo is actually a 4-inch V-band, and I just put a new flange on this pipe and then reused the old clamp. But anyways, I'm also going to be getting a new trim ring for around the exhaust here. But for the time being, it's just going to have to chill there with the no ring. I actually just ordered a new one from ICT Billet. This is just their trim rings for exhaust. This is the 3.5-inch one. I just ordered a 4-inch. But yeah, they're just like trim rings that go on the hood or the fender or wherever you're cutting a hole in your car. So new downpipes made. We got the O2 bung welded on there, and then I wanted to show you guys my old downpipe. And I've been wanting to upgrade the downpipe because of this, because when I first put this setup together, this was the downpipe off of the 7875, and it's just a 3.5-inch, kind of the same thing from the farm store. Like I said, this is the old downpipe off the car, 3.5-inch. But check out these awesome welds, guys, that I did on this thing like 2 years ago. I pretty much took a 4-inch V-band and I crammed a 3.5-inch pipe on one side and then filled the gap on the opposing side. So you guys can see how ugly this thing is, and I'm not really proud of it, but it is probably causing a restriction. I would just think so, because this is literally blocking part of the turbine wheel coming out of the turbo there, and it's kind of blocking some exhaust flow. So
Come over here. Can't, I mean, you could fist it, right?
You could fist it.
You could, you have to like skin your hand and get it all 5 in there.
Okay.
We're just gonna shove this bitch right in.
Oh yeah, you can shove your whole arm in there.
You want me to get your O2?
Right.
I'm touching right now.
He's touching my O2 sensor.
How's your turbo spin? Oh, I'm serious.
Yeah.
How's it
Oh yeah.
How's it spinning?
Yeah, so it should flow a lot better, and we actually, I'll show you how much smoother the flow is on this one compared to the one that I've had on the car for a long time. Like I said, it's probably just it may not be the solution, but it's not helping anything. Like I said, I just kind of winged that downpipe when I first put the car together, and it worked for a while, but I think it might be holding up some horsepower and some spool time. Usually the more choked up your exhaust is, the lazier the turbo is going to spool, and the less horsepower you're going to make. If you have a good flowing exhaust and wide open big pipe, it's going to flow a lot better. So this is the new pipe. As you guys can see, it is wide open. There's no obstruction of the inside of the pipe there, like there was on the old one, with all that obstruction inside of there. And Michael brought up a good point. He's like, I bet you it's causing like turbulent air where it's got to bounce back off of that obstruction inside the pipe there, and it it kind of just comes back and forth, the exhaust does, and then finally once you get enough RPM built up, it can flow out of there and it doesn't give a shit anymore. But anyways, so ditching the old downpipe, made a new one. Looks way nicer, it looks way better, should flow a lot better. Rebled the system. I picked up some BR7 EF plugs. We're going to swap out some plugs in this thing. And yeah, new fan. This thing's going to rip. I also forgot to mention to you guys, we actually took the hood off of the car, and with the hood off, the old water pump and all that, it still ran the same temperature. Still ran really hot, so we eliminated airflow from being an issue. I think it was mainly just in that water pump and maybe some air pockets, but like I said, the last 2 years I've had this water pump on the car, I've flooded 100 times, and it still always has ran hot, so the water pump was definitely the problem. downpipe was just letting the motor breathe a lot better, and it was idling higher for some reason. Didn't change anything else other than the downpipe, and it idled higher. That might be a good sign that we're flowing a little bit more air. Alrighty guys, so I'm pretty happy now. We got the car dialed in pretty damn good. We've done a lot of little changes and they're actually paying off. So anyways, the Taurus fan rips way harder than the little eBay fans because, well, this fan circuit, I had both of the eBay fans running and it was totally fine, like no electrical issues or anything like that. And as soon as the computer told the fan to kick on, it popped the frickin' 20 amp fuse that we had in the circuit. So we put a 30 amp in it and now it's fine. It's not blowing the fuse anymore. There's no shorts or nothing in the wiring. But that just shows how much more of a draw that fan has. It just has a bigger motor. It has a bigger, you know, it's a bigger diameter. The Ford Taurus fan seems to be working out pretty damn good so far. In other news, we did completely bleed the system. I'm probably just going to leave it full with the funnel on it overnight, and then I'll cap it in the morning once it's completely topped off after it cools down. That's probably what I'll end up doing. And then, yeah, so also we did bring it up on the two-step. This downpipe made the world of difference, guys. Who would have thought? I was planning on doing this earlier, but I'm like, it probably ain't that big of a deal. And then we worked on the Caprice for a while, and the Caprice was like, you know, another wake-up call to me, like, hey, turbos need a wide open exhaust, plain and simple. If it has any impeding flow at all, you're going to lose spool time and you're going to lose horsepower. So we fixed that. 4-inch downpipe made the world of difference. It probably wasn't the size of the pipe that really made a difference, but the obstruction in the pipe was really killing it, I think. So anyways, I'm gonna bring this thing up on the chip one more time so you guys can see. The first time I bring it up on the chip, I'm gonna have it at like 4,000 and see how it sounds there. And I had it at 4,300 at the track, and it would only do a 1/660 foot before because it would build like 5 to 6 pounds. And now with the same two-step settings in it and everything, it was like almost over 10 pounds of boost, which is way better, way more of an improvement. And I wasn't even sitting on the brake that long. So it does, I mean, obviously with this converter, it is a little tight. It's going to take a little bit to come up on the brake, but I did just get a bump box, and I plan on installing that in the next video. And I plan on installing a 4-port boost controller so we can have the ECU control boost as well. That way we can target like 20 pounds all the time, or target whatever the hell we want, and ramp the boost in according to the computer instead of my manual boost controller that is like hit and miss. Like T-Bag's like, oh, I'm gonna turn it up a little, and then I fucking blow my motor. So anyways, I wanna get that dialed in. The boost controller stuff, Michael actually gave me a 4-port that we're gonna throw on this thing. And I plan on showing you guys all that stuff in the next video. We're gonna do the bump box, and we're gonna get this thing bumping, and then the boost controller as well. So I did order a simple stage bump box. I know the ECU can control the trans brake bump, but I wanted to try the simple stage kit out because it's like $100, and it doesn't matter if you have a fancy computer or not. And you can do it with this little chip thing that they sell you. It comes with the wiring instructions and everything. I'm going to go into that in further detail in the next video. And like I said, I know I could have done it through the ECU, but I wanted to try their product out. So anyways, so I'm going to fire this thing up. as you guys can see, the first time, this turbo does want RPM on the two-step, it seems. Because I think I have a little bit leaking blow-off valve that is not helping the situation, and I also need to put that 4-port on it, and I think that will help it come up on the two-step a little bit faster. But anyways, it's still, that was the second time around, was that 4300 setting, and it was at 10 pounds on the nuts, and it sounded proper, like it was popping and banging how it should. I could probably set the RPM a little bit higher even, or be a little bit different with the timing on the two-step settings there, but like I said, it seems to be working pretty damn good the way it is now. And yeah, so anyways, I'm super happy this thing is getting dialed. And yeah, so anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys quick about this car. This is a guy that brought it over. He has a 2.5 liter engine in this BMW with a whole set HX35, and very nice car, very well built. I have to say, it has LS coils and a mega squirt, like 450cc injectors, somewhere around there. And yeah, we are doing a tune on this thing. I've been working on it all day today, and we got the tune pretty well cleaned up already. And we're just going to be, we were on the dyno earlier with it and whatnot, but tomorrow we're going to be doing some more with this car as well. Like I said, this is a customer that brought it by, mega squirt tune. And yeah, we do a little bit of everything here at HunterTuned. If it likes to go fast and you like to make horsepower, you know who to talk to. So anyways, this car is super sick though. It's got full cage. It's a autocross car or track car. He's actually trying to take it out on some bigger tracks now, so he wanted to get the tune up a little bit more dialed in. And yeah, so pretty much the same stuff that's in the Mustang. Mustang's on a mega squirt, this thing's on a mega squirt. It's kind of the same software and stuff like that that I'm familiar with. So this thing didn't really scare me too much to take it in as a job, and I'm glad I took it in because I got it running a lot better. And when it came in, it had some idling issues where it would kind of surge. I think I got a lot of that sorted out, and then it had some drivability stuff where I fixed up, and I got it fully tuned on like lower boost, but he wanted to run around 10 pounds of boost, and that's what we're going to shoot for. Hopefully make like 350 horsepower, something like that. And yeah, so anyways, this thing's real cool though, like I said. I'll fire it up quick for you guys so you can see. He's got fuel pump and everything on a fan as well, just like I did on my Mustang. Actually, I have my fan controlling through the ECU, but he still has a fuel pump on a switch just like I do. But yeah, so, and then another thing too is when this car came in, I had to mess with some of the startup stuff. When it came in, it was running too much cranking pulse width on the tune-up, where when it was cranking, it would send too much fuel into the motor, and cleaned some of that up so it fires up a lot better now. Might need a little bit of tweaking, but it should be pretty damn good the way it is now. Fires up, you know, within a few seconds there. Like I said before, if you didn't have your foot on the gas or anything like that, it would take a while, and you could smell the raw fuel that this thing was running. So we got the thing cranking up a lot better now. I didn't have to touch the gas to start it. It is cold. It's, you know, it's like 110 degrees coolant temp. So and idle is beautiful. I did all the coolant trims on this thing as well. So I scaled the tune so as it's warming up, it runs the right air-fuel ratio, instead of before it was actually lean when it was warming up, and then it would come back richer as it got some temperature in it. So I fixed some of that stuff, so now it runs proper air-fuel all the time, whether it's warming up or not. A lot of times when you warm up leaner, they don't like to idle and shit cold when it's lean. They run a lot better, richer warming up. So yeah, this thing's really sweet. We'll get some more of this car in the next video, but I kind of wanted to show you guys what we got going on with it. But this video is pretty much just an update on the Chevy Mustang there. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe for more content, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I actually just picked up a LS Nasty hat from John Dock. I waited almost a month for this freaking hat, but I finally got it in the mail today, so rocking a new hat. I've been wearing my 1320 hat for like a couple years now, and that thing is wore out, which I kind of miss it. I don't know if I like the new hat. We'll see. I need a haircut too. Have a great night and a better tomorrow, guys.